Hi everyone, it is at Isis Diamonds or at Roxy Aesthetic, whichever one that you choose to follow. I made a separate page because I was feeling a bit judged on my other page where I have all my family and friends. And so in order for me to start like this growth path or these things that I'm doing this year, I just felt kind of scared in the beginning to share it with my friends and family because I already know, as far as with my family, like they pray for me all the time because they think that I'm over here doing some evil shit. So I wanted to make a video. I wanted to talk about how to be a person of healing, a shaman in training, an enchantress, what you call a witch or a bruja, how to do that in 2021 when you have, older family members or people that are heavily religious, or you were raised by two different people that have really Christian or Catholic reviews. Oh my God, fucking views, Jesus. So I'm a little bit nervous, as you can tell. So I'm gonna drink a little bit of water because this is like another coming out story for me. As you may know, if you follow me, I am affianced or engaged, or I would say married too, because at that point, you know, like, we've been together so long that we are planning a wedding. But anyway, that's an aside. I am with a woman and we raise a beautiful 4-year-old daughter. Her name is Egypt and my wife's name is Trish. And this is going to be my second coming out as a healer or a person of believing that the universe is conspiring in my favor, a person that manifests, that prays, that sows seeds, that cleans with moon water, lights candles, dances in the fucking nature, on the trees, in the grass, like just overall a person of magic, believing in my own magic. So let's start from the beginning. So I was raised by two different religions, or I was raised in two different churches, one being a Catholic church and one being a Christian or Baptist church. I know that Christian and Catholic can be sort of in the same realm. I don't know. I didn't go to school for that. But what I can tell you is that on the Catholic side, I will go to these churches, Sacred Heart in DC, shout out to Sacred Heart, love you, or whatever. I got my communion there, mi primera comunión. No shade or whatever. This is no shade to anybody's religion, belief. I can tell I'm nervous. There's no shade to nobody's religions or beliefs or any of that. This is just me and my story. So, I was raised, I'm first generation American, meaning that I come from immigrant parents who migrated here, got their citizenship, thank you, and worked really, really hard to provide a life for me. My grandmother is the reason that we're even here in the first place, so shout out to Mama Rosa. And so on one end, I was raised on the Catholic side, and on the Catholic side, we go there, you're on your knees a lot, you get down, you get up, it's like a whole, like you just do this all the time, and they're talking about, different Bible verses, there are songs, and there are a lot of idols everywhere, so Jesus is like bleeding and hanging up on a cross, the Virgin Mary is like probably at an altar with a bunch of her own candles, people go there, they pray to her, and so I personally, turn this down a little bit. Personally, I was very confused because I go to one church and they have idols everywhere. I go to my grandma's church with my mom and people are dancing and falling out on the ground. I was very confused. And they were telling me no idols. No idols here, no idols there. I mean, no idols at the Baptist Christian church. Evangelist, that's what it is, evangelist. And then the other side of the Catholic church, they're like, the music was very different too. So on the Catholic side, there's like, hee hee ho ho, hee hee ho. Then you go to the evangelist side and they're like motherfucking tambourines going off. People are passing out. There are people crying and running around. As a kid, it was actually very scary for me. I was like, yo, what is happening? So raised by two different religions, but always believed that I could take pieces from everything, but I didn't strictly believe in everything. I've always believed in God. I've always believed in the higher power. And I always believed that everywhere that my life has taken me to is not on accident. So this is not one of those I worship the devil or whatever. I believe that that both entities exist. I believe that we live in a world that is light and dark, and if we learn to accept and balance both, because sometimes you can be a person of great patience, but sometimes you got to cut a motherfucker off when they playing with you and they playing with your time and your energy. That is a part that is not very much dark, but it is a protective energy. So sometimes you need those dark parts of you to be right there for you in the time of need, right? Oh, so boom. Here I am being raised by two different churches, but in both churches, out of everything, I always saw coming in and out, like, people that preach but don't live by what they preach, don't practice what they preach. And then, I just realized, like, damn, we're all humans. Everybody's out here just fucking up, making mistakes. So I took what I learned from both churches, but the one thing that stuck out to me a lot was both churches were like, yeah, and if you gay, you're gonna burn in hell. Both churches were very consistent with that message. And I'm like, as a kid, as a 7-year-old kid, I remember praying on my knees, and I was like, God, if you really are a God, why would you even make gay people? Why do they even exist? Why do people like that even exist if you didn't want that? But again, I was very young, and that message, for some reason, even before I knew anything about myself, it stuck out to me, and I was like, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of nothing that's judging anybody for doing what they want to do and love somebody that they want to love. So I took what I can. There are some beautiful messages in the Bible stories, and what they are teaching me is the same thing that everything else has taught me. You do good unto others, good things will come back. You pray, manifest, things happen to you. You are a direct connection of a godly entity, a godly power. So that means that God's light is inside of you if they literally use their breath to breathe life into you, right? So as an adult, I struggled a lot with depression, and a lot of that depression came from stuff at home. My parents were divorced when I was very young. I'm not going to really go into that part. That can be a separate video. But being a kid, being a bit dark because I saw a lot of things around me, I use journaling a lot. I use prayer a lot. And I was really infatuated by the power of a witch, or any witch movie where the witch would be just like by the trees, lighting incense, talking to the water, and being by rocks and all these beautiful crystals. All of that has always been very enticing to me. And so as a very young kid, I remember, lighting candles, writing sigils in the candle, different colors. I had black ones, red ones, white ones, pink ones, and I understood what all of them meant. But before I was older, and I understood that you needed to be responsible with your powers or your words, or, because your words are your bond, I would just do reckless shit, and reckless things were happening in my life because I didn't understand how to use them in my manifestation of my power. So now that I'm an adult, the reason why you are going to see more content, what you can expect from me in 2021. Yes, I'm still going to do my music. I am an artist of music first. I sing. It helps me to heal. Whether you like it or you don't like it, that's okay. Somebody out there does. And I plan to get a lot of sales with my music because that is going to be one of my passive streams of income. So I make my own music. Make my own beats. I record. You might not like the sound. You might not like the lyrics, whatever it is, but that's okay because it is part of my journey and my healing, and I love it. I love to do it, so I'll never stop doing that. But as far as me as a healer, I'm taking a lot of classes. I'm getting a lot of certifications. I have read tarot for so many of my friends. If you are a friend that I've read tarot for, leave a comment and let me know. Just to kind of stamp that. I've been reading for a very long time. I've meditated. I've journaled for so many years. And everything literally that I've set out to do in my path, like get promoted, like have a child, everything, no matter if I didn't even know how it was going to happen, I've always manifested things. Like for this apartment, for an example, when we first moved here, we wanted somewhere. My dog is barking. That's my familiar. My dog Tokyo. So before we moved to this apartment, Trisha and I wrote down what we wanted. So I said I want at least a 3-bedroom apartment, because I want one room to be the office, which is where I'm currently at, and one room to be Egypt, so she can have her own space, because she was sleeping in the bed with us, because she's only 4, so she was sleeping with the bed with us. I was fucking up my sex life, so I didn't want that. But anyway, She was sleeping with us, and then I wanted one room that could be our bedroom. I wanted to hang up TVs, like when you're in a room at a hotel and the TV is up on the wall, like little things like that are just very, very, like, it make you feel like you made it, you know what I'm saying? So, and I said I want 2 bathrooms, because Trish and I cannot share a bathroom for the life of me. Like, any of my friends know my fucking bathroom is full of wigs. I hang them up on the walls so I'll be a different bitch whenever I want to be. There are perfumes everywhere, makeup is everywhere, lashes, gauges, everywhere, right? Shout out to my sister Amber for helping me clean that shit up. But in Trisha's bathroom, it's very serene. There are plants. It's very clean. She has OCD, so it's very, very clean in there. So I said, we cannot share a bathroom. And then I said, I want a washer and a dryer, and I want a balcony near some trees. Literally wrote down everything that we wanted. The first place that we applied to, we got approved for, literally had everything that we wanted. A room that I could make an office, a den that we made Egypt's bedroom, but it's actually a big size, so it's like a bedroom, and it has no door, because Egypt, at 2 years old, she started slamming doors in my face. So I'm like, I'll take the fucking door off the hinges. I didn't have to. Look at that. She ain't got no damn door. So I didn't even have to take the door off the hinges. And so I manifested everything. So I've always believed, like, even in my last relationship was trash. We had some good moments or whatever and shit, but like my last relationship was trash. We weren't going anywhere. So I used to just pray and manifest all the time and meditate like, yo, this is not my life. This is not what life is supposed to be. Yeah, it was. It was exactly what I needed, because without it, I wouldn't have learned all the lessons that I did and appreciate a person as good as Trish. If I had been with Trish before I learned all the lessons, I probably wouldn't value her as much. And, you know, I needed that hard ass lesson in my life. So I've journaled. What do I journal? I manifest. I write down things, plans, ideas. I use ashes from my sage. I dry. Anytime a flower or my orchid dies, I use the leaves from that orchid, because it's my plant. It's my plant that I was speaking good energy into. And so I use my plant to, you know, write down more things. But yeah, so what you can expect from me is you're going to see me glow up. Glow up in the sense that, like, I'm taking all this shit seriously. I am going to be the best ancestor that I could be for my generations and generations to come. I plan on reading cards. I plan on, I just don't plan on making it as visible to my grandmother, my mother. It hurts them that I practice these things, because they automatically associate that with the devil, and they always associate it with me just being, oh, Roxy's just crazy. When I was a kid, I was institutionalized for a little bit, but it was because I was depressed as a kid of divorced parents, and so I was in a really dark place. On top of that, I had some abuse, that we won't talk about right now, because that's not what this is about. But I don't want to disappoint them. I know that they want everything from me, but what they don't understand is this is everything to me. My crystals, my ability to heal, my ability to learn herbs and practice herbology and all these different divinations, that is my calling, right? And so when you find your calling, you're supposed to live in that shit. So if you find yourself extra depressed, it could possibly mean that you're not living in your truth. And so whatever your truth is, you need to find it, and you need to, like, practice it. Meaning, like, I don't just talk about it. I be sitting in here writing, listening, watching, studying. I don't just get on the camera and be talking about some shit I don't know about, because that means I'm not taking it seriously. Just like at a job, when you get a promotion, you take that shit serious, right? And you practice with it. You practice until you feel like you make it, you've perfected your craft. So that's what I'm doing. And I'll be, cleaning chakras, as I've already been doing, but I'm like actually studying hard body now. So I want to be like a mobile healer. Like, you can call me for healing. I could pull up on you for some healing. We could read some cards. We could pray. We could manifest. Awesome life coach. I want to be the best ancestor that I could be, the best spirit guide that I could be for those around me, because that's always been my calling. And so you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see daily affirmations. Sometimes I'll be talking about horoscopes. Sometimes I'll be talking about music. Sometimes I'll be just like sharing with you different tips and tricks of how to manifest a better life. And there's going to be dark days. The dark days are also part of your mission. Manifesting and blessings do not mean that those dark days are not going to come. On the contrary, they're supposed to be there so you can learn lesson. Can you imagine if you were just rich and happy all the time? Where is the lesson in that? Which is why rich people kill themselves and have a depressed life, because they're not living within their mission or their truth for the things that they were supposed to do. Or it could mean that their life path was over and it was meant for them to go, unfortunately. I know that might not be the right thing to say, and please forgive me if I offended anyone. That's not my intention. But everyone's life path and everyone's all the things, trials and tribulations that you're supposed to go through are already aligned, and everything happens for your benefit. Which is why I am naming my album this year Pronoia. The reason why is because you think that the universe is against you, so you feel like paranoid about everything. But pronoia is actually a belief that the universe is actually conspiring in your favor. Everything that happens to you is because it's supposed to, and it's leading to another victory, another lesson learned, knowledge that you can pass on. So with that being said, that's my story. Once again, I am Roxy. That's my real name, but my artist name is Isis Diamondz. You can follow me at Roxy Aesthetic if you're not a judgy person and you want to see my content, or you can follow me at Isis Diamondz. You could purchase any music of mine by looking up Isis Diamondz on iTunes. I have a book on Amazon called Cast Iron Skillet. I wrote that a long time ago when I was in a really hurt place, and I wrote chapters about different people in my life at the time that I was a little upset with. I'm no longer upset or holding grudges or anything with anyone, not even my dad and my mom. I love them very much. Even when I wrote the book, I told them both, like, this was just my truth at the time, and I'm sorry if it hurt you. I also have on my website, isisdiamondz.com, some art that I've created that you can buy framed, and so you'll see a lot of that. You'll see some framed art, some virtual card readings. I'm still studying tarot, so I haven't been offering those services yet outside of my inner circle until I am perfectly confident that I can give you a proper reading and that I have the right energy for it. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I hope you start living in your truth, and don't be afraid of those comments that you'll get, because I get, hey, my grandma be calling me, like, you know that's why you are going through what you're going through, or because you practice these things. And I just don't believe that. I can't believe that. If I believed that, I wouldn't be mentally in a better space than like what I am. I wouldn't be in a good mental space like I am right now, which I am finally in a good, healthy mental space. I actually also want to promote mental health, specifically for everyone, but specifically for people of color, because it is a stigma, and that we are not supposed to seek out help, and we're supposed to just deal with shit, especially for the women of people of color, or families of people of color, and then Latin American. Like, we're taught that we're supposed to like work and raise the kids and clean, and I just believe that there should be a balance in the home, especially if both people are bringing in an income, a steady income. It just feels like they should be shared. Responsibility should be shared. But anyway, follow me for more content, and I hope that you all have a marvelous day. I did not make any of this shit up. I'm just a messenger from the universe. The universe selected me to talk to you. So if you're listening to me today, it's on purpose. You probably feel some kind of feelings as well of feeling like you're not heard, feeling like you're living to die. But that's not what we're here for. We're literally here to make an impact. You just got to decide what your impact is going to be. Because everybody feels like, when it's like, oh, when I have all this money, I'll feel better. No, the fuck you won't. No, you won't. Even if you get rich today, and if you're not practicing good investments or good money strategies, or like what you plan to do with that money, you're just going to be rich, going through all these things, having all these vacations, and that shit. Ask anyone that has a whole bunch of money and do this shit all the time. That shit gets old. But if you don't have a purpose, you're not really living at all. So I hope I left you with some gems, and I hope that I've inspired somebody out there to start following their own path. I love you all very much. I send you a lot of peace and blessings, love and light. Have a wonderful day.